There's a dog barking. Good morning. It's not my dog. It's the neighbor's dog. Okay, good morning. How are you all? Okay, it's about 8:30 or so here right now. I have come out to the garden. I am so happy. Didn't film a lot of my morning this morning since yesterday I did that. Not yesterday. My last video. I'm a little tired right now. My last video was that morning routine video. So if you want to see my whole morning routine, pop back to my last video there on my channel page and you can see that. But I'm skipping over all of that this morning. So just watch that last video added mowing the lawn. And that was my morning. Oh gosh, you guys, mowing the lawn. I have not mowed my lawn in like 2 weeks. So it was long. It's been raining a lot here, so the grass grew like crazy and it was really hard to mow because it was still damp. And I use a rotary mower. It's one of those mowers with like the spinny blades. You know, it doesn't take gasoline. It takes me. It's fun. It's my exercise. But yeah, that's why I'm tired. Anyways, I'm out here in the garden because my kids are asleep and my husband's in there cooking. And I don't really want to make a lot of noise vacuuming the floor or anything like that because my kids are asleep. And I can't really do stuff in the kitchen because my husband is cooking. So I'm out here to enjoy my garden. Okay. Speaking of the garden, actually, speaking of this channel, hello and welcome. My name is Hannah. This is Jar of Fireflies, my channel. And here you're going to find videos all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 3. And today I'm filming a day in the life as I get ready for Shabbat, which is tonight. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys a quick garden update. Y'all know I've been trying to spruce up the garden a little bit and trying to grow stuff. So let me just show you real quick what's going on. Okay, the ground still looks like a bit of a mess, but those cardboard boxes are doing the trick of helping get rid of some weeds. Okay, I've got some herbs over there in the pots, and then here I've got some spinach and lettuce growing. We've been really enjoying a lot of the lettuce lately. The carrots are right there. They'll be ready to harvest soon. And behind that, I've got some flowers, some zinnias, and then some more spinach and some peas. And then there's supposed to be a whole row of zinnias back there, but they didn't quite make it. And here is a little, what's supposed to be a cabbage, but it doesn't really look like a cabbage to me. So we'll see what that grows into. Over here, I've got some more peas that are growing beautifully, and then a whole little batch of onions. I don't think those are going to be ready for quite a while, but I'm excited for when they will be ready. All right, over here, I've got my little tomato patch, and I've got this one tomato that actually grew up randomly amongst the carrots, and then these other tomato plants, which are slowly making it. I grew these ones from seeds, so they're looking a little sadder. But then overall, I've been doing a lot of weeding around the pathways. I'm obviously not done yet, but I've been working on it, and I have also worked on weeding the beds so that they're ready to be planted in. Okay, so that's where I am with the garden, and we'll be back out here later to pick some lettuce that I'm going to use for a salad for Shabbat lunch tomorrow. But I don't want to pick it so early in the day. I want to wait just so it's just that much fresher when we eat it at lunch tomorrow. Okay, I think I'm going to go inside now and maybe work on some laundry. I was planning to put the laundry off today, which I generally don't do, but today got a little bit busier. I decided I wanted to do something for one of my friends, so I'm really hoping that I have time to do that. And yeah, we'll see. But laundry wasn't in the plan. Like, I cut laundry so that I could do this for my friend. But anyways, let's go inside and do a little laundry and just get started on the day, and we'll see what happens. Okay. Okay, laundry, the job that never ends, right? Yay. Okay, so I decided to just fold the towels and the linens and just kind of focus on that because A, the towels take up a ton of space, so getting the towels done makes it seem like I've done a lot of laundry, even if I haven't really. And then the linens, like the napkins and things like that, because I actually do need those for Shabbat. Usually those get done on Sunday. I wash those on Sunday and they get folded at some point during the week earlier when I have more time and don't get put off until Friday. But when we had friends over for dinner earlier this week, I used them for that meal as well. And so they had to get back washed a second time this week. I guess we just usually don't use napkins too often during the week, or we're using a smaller set of napkins because it's just the family and it's not a bunch of guests, and I don't need to use one of my larger sets that I need to use on Shabbat. Okay, so that was basically a very long-winded way of saying that I'm folding towels and napkins today, and I'm probably going to be leaving all the rest of this stuff for next week. So yes, I did in fact put off quite a bit of that laundry because as soon as my husband was done in the kitchen and he had to go off to work, I went in there to see what he had cooked and start cleaning up. So he had made our Moroccan fish for dinner tonight, and he had made a meat dish for tomorrow as well as some rice. He also had started preparing some of the salads by just sort of prepping some of the ingredients like boiling carrots. He was making a carrot salad later, things like that. So with all of that sorted out and my sneak peek at our meals, I started cleaning the kitchen. So besides the fact that I in general like to have a clean kitchen and the fact that I do want to have a clean kitchen before I go into Shabbat here in a little while, I wanted to have some workspace here because I wanted to do some baking. So I got to work clearing off at least this counter and also the kitchen table just because it still had breakfast out on it. The kids have been, slowly waking up over the course of the morning and coming out and having Cheerios and stuff. So yeah, I guess we're just keeping breakfast real simple yet again today. So yeah, clearing off the table and trying not to make more messes as I do so. That way I'll have place for ingredients and my cookbook and all the things that I need to start baking here shortly. Also, I gotta say, having the kitchen table clean and the chairs straightened up, it just makes the whole kitchen feel a lot more put together than if the table was messy. So even if I'm not cleaning the whole kitchen, which I was not cleaning the whole kitchen here this morning, I did want to go ahead and get this area clean. Before I started baking, I did go back to the freezer in the laundry room to grab a loaf of challah for dinner tonight. I'll pull a couple of more loaves out later on this evening that can thaw overnight, but for now I just needed this one so that it could thaw in time for our dinner. Okay, and let's bake. I am baking right here Morning Glory muffins. These are going to be for my friend and also for my family to have for breakfast on Shabbat and for snacks throughout the day today. Because I wanted so many muffins, I doubled the recipe, but I didn't grab a bowl that was bigger, so I had to switch the bowl now. Once I poured those carrots in, I realized there was definitely not room for all of this muffin mix stuff to go on in that little bowl that I usually use. So I grabbed a great big bowl, probably too big, but hey, it works. So I feel like I make these muffins a lot with you guys, but just in case you're new around here or if you're suddenly inspired to make these muffins yourself, these are a gluten-free Morning Glory muffin. They are incredibly delicious, and I'm not going to go through the whole recipe, but I will link to a video in the description box where I was making these muffins step by step, and you can see exactly what I did and all of that. So I got that muffin batter all done and poured into the pan. Well, at least the first batch. I ended up with like 3 trays of these muffins, but somehow I managed not to mess up doubling the recipe. I was quite excited about that because usually I have trouble doubling a recipe. I always forget to double something and it kind of messes the whole thing up, but I did okay this time. So while those muffins were in the oven baking, I started working on some chocolate chip cookies. This has become a big favorite of us lately, especially for Shabbat, having chocolate chip cookies as our dessert for Shabbat lunch. Since we're having guests tomorrow, I definitely wanted to have a dessert, and chocolate chip cookies was a pretty easy decision to settle on. I did get a cookie scoop. I don't know if I had this the last time I was making these cookies in a video, but this has been such a treat. I've never had a cookie scoop before in my whole life. And I'm like, where has this been? I love it. Now, I wish I had a bigger one. I may go back and get a bigger one because as y'all can see, I'm doing 2 scoops of cookie dough for each cookie. But that's okay. I mean, there are worse problems in the world. Okay, so I just put the last batch of muffins in the oven. The dough for the cookies, it's all on trays and it's chilling, so it's gonna be ready to go in once these muffins are finished. And see the rest of the muffins behind me, they look so good. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is get some snack plates together for the kids. It's one of their favorite lunches, and I don't think we've really done it in a while. So I'm gonna put those together, get them some lunch, and continue on with our day. My kids love snacks. It's no secret. I mean, what kid doesn't like snacks? Come on, what adult doesn't like snacks? I love snacks. Okay, so snack plates has become a wonderful meal for my kids. It's very easy for me to put things together, and I kind of get to clean out the pantry a little bit, and they enjoy it because they're literally eating snacks for lunch. But it does end up equaling a healthy, well-balanced enough meal for a lunch. So think of it like a more grown-up Lunchable from back in the day. Anyhow, on today's plates, we had sliced apples, some oranges, some applesauce, some cheddar cheese, some crackers, and a few other fun things. So my oldest son took his on a paper plate because he wanted to go have a picnic outside. He was the only one who wanted to do this, but that was fine. I got him a picnic blanket. He was good to go. My toddler and my daughter decided to eat theirs here in the kitchen, and that, of course, is fine too. It's a little bit warm outside, so I don't totally blame them for wanting to stay indoors. Okay, so while they were eating, I grabbed one of my bakery boxes and I started loading up some muffins. So the plan here is to load up a bunch of muffins and cookies and bring them over to my friend. This was the thing that I wanted to do for my friend today. So that is what I am doing. So I'm just getting the box ready here. And then when my husband gets back from work, he will be back at some point this afternoon with enough time for me to be able to go drop those off. And that is what I will do. So once my husband was home and I verified that my friend was home, I took the box and went to the car. And it was so nice to get to leave the house by myself. And I got to go and see my friend. Okay, so I'm just popping over to my neighbor's house now to deliver these baked goods. Hopefully it will brighten their day a little bit, and then I can get back home and get back to Shabbat prep. Gotta clean those floors. Okay, see you guys in a minute. I ended up getting to have a really long visit with my friend, which was so nice. Such a treat. And then I came home and I got back to work. Okay, so the floors were definitely next on my list of things to do. So I grabbed the vacuum and just started going after it. I vacuumed the whole house. I did not mop again. No, I've mopped a few days ago, so we're all good as far as mopping goes, but I didn't mop today. I would not have minded mopping the floor in this room here in the living room because just so much dirt gets tracked in here that it feels like it's never clean, but that I'm sure I'll mop like tomorrow night or something. So on Sunday, so the day after tomorrow when I'm filming this, we are having family over for Mother's Day. I'm really excited about that. The whole family is going to be getting together at my house and I'm stoked. I'm really excited. So that will be a fun day. But yeah, I'm going to definitely need to mop before that happens because my mom is coming. Just to clarify, my mom would not judge my housekeeping skills, but I want to make sure that things look good before she comes over. Just because that's what we do. You know that whole thing, like, when does your house get the cleanest? 10 minutes before company comes over. So yeah, basically that. While we're chatting and watching me vacuum, I'm just gonna throw it out here. If you guys are enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. I would love to see you here again. Okay, so once I had that vacuuming done, I went out to the backyard and I went to the garden to pick the lettuce for the Shabbat lunch salad. Now, I have two different kinds of lettuce growing out here as well as spinach, so I picked a little bit of everything to make a nice little salad mix there, and I'll just throw together a little salad dressing or grab something from the pantry, and that will be the salad with whatever vegetables I can find in the fridge. I think we've got like some cherry tomatoes and some bell peppers and stuff, some carrots. So yeah, it will all come together nicely. So while I was out here picking the greens for the salad, my two younger children were outside playing in the backyard with the dog. So that was fun to just hear them play while I was out there. And it's been a lot of fun this summer so far, playing in the garden while the kids are playing outside now that the weather's really nice and not so rainy. Speaking of no rain, that means that I now have to be out there watering my garden a lot. We do get a lot of summer storms out here in Texas, but my garden for sure needs me out there giving it quite a bit to drink. So I definitely wanted to do this before Shabbat. I am not allowed to water the garden on Shabbat, as well as I can't go out and pick the lettuce on Shabbat. That's why I'm doing all of this now. You guys, guess what I just found while I was watering? My first garden peas. They're coming. Oh my gosh, there's quite a few of them out here. This is really fun. Look. Okay, so here's a fun thing about my garden. I've already had a better harvest this year than I did all of last summer. This is good. This means I'm learning and I'm excited about that. Okay, I'm gonna go back inside, wash this lettuce, and keep working on what needs to be done for Shabbat. Okay, once I was done in the garden, which I might have lingered a little bit there while I was watering, I got back inside and I realized it was getting pretty close to Shabbat. So I decided to go ahead and set the table. You can see how far I got on the table last week after I washed our weekday tablecloth. It never quite made it on the table. So I'm really excited to go ahead and get an actual table set now, so we don't have to look at plywood anymore. So I put that tablecloth away and I pull out our Shabbat tablecloth, which is this big white one. And look at this, you guys. Okay, we finally found plastic tablecloths, like plastic tablecloth covers that fit the entire table. I used to have to use two, so this was really fantastic. Okay, and then I brought the flowers out. Fun story about the flowers. My friend who's coming to dinner tonight came by and surprised me with these lovely flowers. It was such a treat. It was such a thoughtful gesture, and it just totally made my day. While it is definitely never expected, it's not uncommon for someone to bring you flowers if they are having a Shabbat meal at your house. So if you are joining somebody for a Shabbat meal and it's your first time, flowers are a good gift to bring. Just make sure you bring them in a vase already if it is already Shabbat, or do like my friend did and drop them off earlier in the day. That way, your hostess and host will have time to get it in a vase before Shabbat, because once Shabbat starts, we can't cut those flowers or put them in water. So yeah, definitely want to bring those early or already in a vase. Okay, back to setting the table. I brought out the linens that I had literally just folded this morning that you guys saw me folding, because I was like, I'm gonna need these. And yes, I did in fact need those. So I'm using those to set the table here tonight. And while I was wrapping up that table setting, my husband came out to start getting the Shabbat candles ready. He's going to be leaving for services soon, so this is usually one of the last things that he does before he leaves for shul, for services at Beit Knesset. Beit Knesset and shul are both words for synagogue. So I guess one is Yiddish. I guess shul is probably Yiddish and Beit Knesset is in Hebrew. So we use them both interchangeably. Really, Orthodox Jews don't really say synagogue. We either say shul or Beit Knesset. So he's just finishing up those candles and I can start working on getting my shower and stuff ready so that I'm ready for Shabbat. Okay, Shabbat is starting in less than an hour and I think I'm pretty much ready to go. So I'm just gonna go hang out with the kids, do a last minute cleanup in the kitchen, light my candles, and take in Shabbat. Thank you all so much for watching today. I'm gonna go ahead and call this one a close. Hope you have a great rest of your day and I will see you in my next upload.